Good evening. Thank you, Mayor and Council. I am a member of the Chinatown Historic Area Planning Committee. I am a member of the Community Economic Development Strategic Action Committee. I am also the director of the Moz Society Athletic Department. My education background is in social economics and urban planning. I first learned Kung Fu in 1987, and now I teach in 2017. My name is Edmund Ma, and I oppose this rezoning, and I'll take one step further is I say there needs to be a halt on all new development in Chinatown until our business community and our social service agencies can actually get a grasp of what the effects of this increase of 700 new units, which would translate to maybe 1,200, even more people. Right now, I don't think our business community can sustain that. And it'll rip and tear the urban fabric of our cultural business community. I've only really begun to study the economics of Chinatown in 2013 when I was a research intern during the Downtown East Side local area planning process. Along with two other SCARP students, we co-wrote a paper, and the paper was focused on researching the retail continuity of the Downtown East Side, as well as the economic viability of low-income serving businesses. Our research paper studied mainly three sub-areas of the DEOD, Chinatown, and Victory Square. During this time, we were able to interview and do research and really look at it, take a step back and really look at the struggles of the low-income businesses and the sense of belonging that they do provide to the low-income community and the marginalized peoples in the Downtown East Side. Our number one recommendation from that paper, and I have two copies left back there, is our first recommendation was to replace the retail continuity policy with a strategy that would enhance and attract and retain low-income serving businesses to the community. Our third proposal was to treat housing as an economic development issue. And finally, 4 years later, after that plan is put through, we finally have a Wes Regan and his team that finally has some support and funding to hire a staff to do research into the low-income intangible assets of the Downtown East Side community. Lastly, I feel that BD Living has a tremendous opportunity to leave their mark in our community. This development is just like any others. There are hundreds and hundreds of case studies that I and my colleagues have investigated and looked at, San Francisco all the way through to Shanghai. One that actually stands out to me is the work of David Baker and architects in San Francisco. They've been able to, with a limited budget, retain and develop about 6-story high low-income subsidized housing units that have some element of social enterprise on the bottom to support the building. In addition to that, I have one example that I really go back to all the time, which was in post-Katrina in East New Orleans, where a Vietnamese community decided not to just wait for the government to help them. They took matters into their own hands, and they started to farm their own land and to produce food, and they developed a housing co-op, and it's extremely successful. And these are the type of innovative ideas within mixed social housing projects that I think that our community deserves.
You're just about out of time. You could wrap up in a sentence.
Yeah. Yeah, we have BD has a tremendous opportunity here to develop, a fantastic development. just the design of it is, Vancouver deserves something, especially at this point and juncture in the entrance to Vancouver. It really deserves something that's bold and innovative and not just something that's basic. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Ma.